that a lot of people were doing their sweep from out here, right? So they collected the arm, they collected the head, but if I try to just sweep them over from here, it might be difficult. So what I want is you guys to try to get underneath your training partner. The best way to describe it is as I'm facing him, I go under his armpits and I scoop my hips underneath in order for me to use the majority of my legs, okay? That goes the same way on the side. So as I'm on the side, I collect his elbow, I collect the back of his head, and I'm bringing my hips under as I'm pulling him on top to get completely underneath him, allowing me to elevate him really easily, okay? Now the thing is as you guys will troubleshoot this sweep, you might go against people that are really athletic, and they might end up on their knees and kind of not counter the sweep, but become extremely difficult to sweep. So for example, first one, I swept him over no problem. But the second reaction that can happen is as he's midair, he just lands back on his knees. So that'll look something like this. I tried to sweep him, and he lands back on his knees, okay? So as soon as he lands back on his knees, this is when I just heist up into a kneeling position, and now I'm gonna take his tricep in the back of his head and bring both of his hands to the ground, okay? As soon as this happens, I wanna keep my chest on the back of his gi to make sure that his hands stay heavy. That way, he's not able to like post up on his hands and start to wrestle up from here. Now from here, I'm gonna take a thigh pry, reaching my hand to that far side thigh and just diving it through, okay? This is gonna put weight on his inner thigh to prevent him from standing up as I circle around to his back, and I switch sides and start collecting a seatbelt grip or start collecting a body lock here, okay? But the goal now is that we created a dilemma of the sweep, and as he defends the sweep, we shuck him down to the ground from a heisting position, okay? So all we're doing here is we're just heisting up as he defends, and we're bringing everything down as we start to go around, okay? So I tried to do the first sweep, but he was able to athletically land back in his base, okay? So I'm here, we're disengaged, I bring myself under, he lands, I heist. Now from here, I grab the tricep, bring everything back down as I switch my legs to a more athletic base, allowing me to start spinning here, okay? A common reaction is Sergio can extend his arm out and grab my waist. So now it's preventing me from wrapping him from going around his back. So before this happens, you guys can take the back of your hand, place it on his tricep to prevent this, or you guys can also step over your knee behind his tricep as I switch to the thigh pry, and I'm pinching his tricep like this. As he tries to reach back and grab me, it's too late. I've already gone behind him, and I can start connecting to my seatbelt or a body lock. Okay, so one more time. I have my training partner in front of me, and I'm in a seated position. I want to go for the first sweep. He does a great job, lands. I heist, I bring everything down. Now from here, I can use the back of my hand, or I can use my knee to keep weight on his tricep, making sure that he doesn't wrap around and grab my back or my leg. Go all the way around, start connecting my seatbelt or my body lock, okay? Let's try this reaction. 1, 2, 3.
So whenever,
He jumps, lands.
from here, you want to shuck him down.
Yes.
This hand's already here, but you use the other hand, right?
So you can use the back of your hand, or if you can get his elbow, and you can also use your knee on the inside of his knee. So take this knee and pinch his knees together. Yes. Now from here you can start back stepping this foot and walk all the way around.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. So for example, as soon as I bring him down to the floor, boom, I heist. I can use the back of his hand, right? Because the whole idea is to prevent him from extending his arm and preventing me from going to his back.
Okay.
So I can use the back of my hand, or what I like to do is as soon as I snap him down, I just take my knee on the inside of his tricep, and I just start switching here.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Time! If I immediately start going for this near side back, he can step this leg up. Yes, and I'm not able to reach all the way around. So I want to go behind him first. If I can get behind him first, it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to to recover his guard, right? So one thing, the most easiest thing for him to do, even if I'm blocking this hand, is he sits on his butt, this side. Yes, right? So I want to create a thigh pry first, all the way to this other side, and I'm extending my hand here. As he tries to sit down, it's extremely difficult. And now if he does sit down, he sits down this way, and I already have his back here. So I want to make a thigh pry on that far side, go all the way around and collect his back from the other side. Because as a turtle position, I want to be able to come here and recover the guard, all right? But as that thigh pries in, it's preventing me from sitting back to guard. Does that make sense? Yeah, you're welcome.